crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning, Bix Weir, roadrunner.com. With your morning horn of Z's, your sip of chaga coffee. I feel like a prisoner who's been in jail for a long time and is about to get out. This is, he's getting out today and he's all excited in the morning, but he's still in jail. Supposedly sometime today, my YouTube channel will be back up and running and available, and I'll be back on YouTube. No, I'm not a fan of YouTube. It's the largest. It gets my message to more people, like exponentially more, and that's why I use it. They kicked me off for a week. I will have a strike for 90 days, so you got to watch what I say again for 90 days. Not exactly sure what I got kicked off for, but I have a feeling. I don't know. I don't think it was related to the silver stuff. So I'm going to stick to my knitting, so to speak. And then, yeah, we're back. We'll be back. I'll post this later today on YouTube if they open me up for public consumption, shall we say. But I do want to thank everybody who's following my work. I mean, you can, if you want to follow me on, see my videos, go to roadrunner.com and sign up for the free email updates. All the YouTube posts, all the THETA TV posts, all the website posts, everything's on. You'll get an email about it. Every day I'll send out an email, say, here's where I'm posting. So go to roadrunner.com on the left side, put your name and email address in. If you haven't already, you might want to try it again because I don't know what's going on with all these services, social media services, but they're dropping customers. And if you're not getting my emails, you might not be seeing this, but definitely put your name and email address in. It helps me keep track. I see this little 1 week pause as a kind of a precursor to what's coming. And I learned a lot, and we got the message out pretty damn good. I'll usually get like 10,000 views for a YouTube post I'll put up. I was getting 5,000, about half as much, but that was pretty damn good considering, without the YouTube mass audience. So definitely go to roadrunner.com, get your name in the public updates. You'll get emails. Also, go to THETA TV. THETA TV, and in the search function right here, type in Road to Ruta, and there's my little picture. Click on that, and it'll take you to my Road to Ruta page. Definitely subscribe to THETA TV, and the quality is amazing. I love it for that. It doesn't have a lot of eyeballs for the silver crowd. It does have a bunch of crypto stuff, but we did. I mean, I was doing better than pretty much everybody out there on the amount of views because I was bringing everybody over. Because I sent them an email and said, hey, here's a link to THETA TV. But if you missed anything over the last week, they're all posted there on the right side. Watch now, and you can get all kinds of great stuff. And there was a lot going on in silver, obviously. The silver takedown is ongoing. More people are learning about it. I do want to call your attention to this. This is, my buddy Chris Marcus is on a roll. He's very excitable. Just like I used to be in the early days, but he's very excitable about silver. And he's pointing out frauds that we all know about. No, we don't all know about it. I've known about it, but most people don't. That the U.S. government is doing nothing to stop. The governments around the world are doing nothing to stop. But he's pointing it out. And so, of course, being banned from YouTube, I wasn't doing any live. I could have done lives in other places, but I wouldn't get the same kind of viewership. So I sent him a text. I said, hey, you want to do some live stuff? I've got like a half an hour today. This was yesterday. I got yesterday? Yeah. On February 26th, day before yesterday. I said, I got about a half an hour if you want to get on the phone. He's like, yeah. Let's do that. Let's do a quick Silver Comics update. Oh my God, it was awesome. He's so knowledgeable and he's so connected. But he put the word out to other people, and our little half an hour quick live chat turned into 12 hours of silver information. He was on, I stayed for like, I don't even know, an hour and something. It literally, when I got off, I'm like, damn, that was long, because other people were on. I had to go. And then, Amy and I go out. We're doing stuff during the day. We get some food and all this stuff. And I get a text from him at like 9 at night saying, hey, you want to come back on the chat? We're still going. I'm like, are you kidding me? 12 hours of silver information. Go to Arcadia Economics. I would suggest double speed or triple speed if you can find it, because that's long. But there's so much good information there. And I mean, to me, it was all these people are in tune and know about the official manipulation of the price of silver. I mean, that's the key to ending any kind of fraud is the light of day. And Jeff Curry obviously was called out. Goldman Sachs, he's the head of Goldman's commodity area. He said that the naked short is not naked on the COMEX, which is, the top 8 traders have 400 million ounces that are they are naked, but he says they are the ETF's hedging metal. Now that's completely illegal and fraudulent. And a couple days later, it came out that Goldman Sachs, his division of Goldman Sachs had to pony up 14.5 million ounces of physical silver out of the house account. Meaning, basically, here's what he admitted to. Goldman Sachs and others at HSBC as well, those were the two, are pretending that they own the silver ETF SLV metal. And they are hedging that metal. That's what he's claiming. And that is complete fraud. He does not own that metal. The metal is owned by the trust, and who controls the trust, who owns the trust, is the shareholders. I don't know what the CFTC is thinking, because if Goldman Sachs said, hey, don't look at me, so what if I have 100 million short position? It's all hedging of the ETF. That is complete fraud. It even says it in the perspective of SLV. So Jeff Curry gave up the ghost, and now everybody knows. So why isn't the SEC going to these 8 entities, these 8 big banks, who are all probably authorized participants in SLV, and saying, what are you doing with 400 million ounce short position on the COMEX? That is not your silver to hedge. Why are you pretending it is? Anyway, a lot of this discussion is about that. And this is, I mean, like I said, this is, Jean-Claude was calling it silver, the week that silver gets free, or something like that. A big week for silver. I said, this is not going to end in a week. It's not going to end in a month. We're talking about 170 years of price manipulation. The price is exactly where, and when all this silver hubbub started about a month and a half ago, the price is exactly where it was. They control the price 100% with futures and options on the COMEX. That 400 million ounce short position is what controls the price of silver. Jeff Curry's company, Goldman Sachs, controls the price of silver. They will not allow it to go up. How much? They're going to lose $1 for every dollar per ounce it goes up. They lose $400 million. You can't have $100 silver with Goldman Sachs, HSBC, Deutsche Bank, Citibank. They won't stay in business at $100 silver. $100 silver would mean what? They're going to owe, was that $4 billion? No, that's $40 billion. They would owe $40 billion. $1,000 silver, $400 billion. This is bank destroyer territory. That's why they're so angry. That's why they dragged out Jeff Curry and Jeff Christian, the two JCs, not Jean-Claude. The two, Jeff Curry and Jeff Christian, both of them uniquely familiar with naked shorting silver and gold. And both come from, one currently works there, the other is the pony boy, the mouthpiece for Goldman at his company, CPM Group. They basically, back in, I think it was in the 80s, Goldman Sachs said, we're going to be rigging markets, but we have this analyst area that has been supporting what we're doing and telling people the lies that the supply and demand are in balance. We need to split off that company. So Jeff Christian, you split off, and we'll call you the CPM group, but you do exactly what we tell you to do, and we're going to bring you around. We'll get you enough money to live very well and get you a new toupee if you do this for us. And so he agreed to that, and he has been pretty much the sole voice out there saying, no, silver's not rigged, and it's all tinfoil hat shit. Even though JP Morgan admits to 980, they all admitted to rigging it. Jeffrey Christian still can't bring himself to say I was wrong for the last 20 years because he's part of it. He's not going to admit he's wrong, just like Jeff Curry's not going to admit that these 400 million ounce short position is naked. It cannot be a hedge on SLV's silver. That's the ownership of that silver is with the shareholders and the trust. And if it is not true, if that is in the legal documentation, if it is true what Jeff Curry is saying, that Goldman Sachs can enter a short position on that silver, then you have fraudulent activity at BlackRock, the owner of the entity. Clearly, everybody who buys SLV shares is absolutely 100% in the camp of those shares appreciating over time due to the price of silver rising. If they knew that for every share they're buying, Goldman Sachs is jamming the price down on the COMEX, they would not have bought that share. They would have got physical, by the way. That's what they should do anyway. So that's where we are. Again, go check out the Theta TV. Here's what I'll be talking about all week. And this is, it's so important to crypto investors. It's so important to silver investors. But everybody's just going to gloss over it. And you got to understand the fundamentals of what makes the manipulation end. It's going to have to end with a combination of, yes, individuals buying silver. Yes, the good guys, as I call them, taking out the banksters buying silver. But also we need the regulators to flip. We need them to stop supporting the manipulation and end the manipulation. And that's where we are right here. I'll be talking about this. We have the guy, Gary Gensler. Gary Gensler was the head of the CFTC. A lot of people said, oh my God, he's just a lot of bluster because nothing changed. He was not able to end the manipulation of silver when he was the head of the CFTC, although he tried. He came closer than anybody else. Now he is being put as the head of the SEC. People ask me, do you like Gary Gensler or not? I like him in that he's smart, but at the same time, I don't like him because he is massively pro-regulation. That's all he knows. He thinks the laws of the land are more important than the free markets. But at the same time, he's brilliant. If you haven't seen it yet, on MIT OpenCourseWare, so Gary Gensler's ex-Goldman Sachs, ex-CFTC guy. He knows exactly what goes on. He's trying to foment a smooth transition out of the old system into the new system. He was a professor at MIT while he took a little break from public working. Yes, he was part of the Clinton team. Is he a deep state apologist? I don't think so. Does he know about it? Absolutely. He knows everything about it. I don't know if he's working for the good guys or bad guys. I would recommend anybody who invested in XRP. Now, what he taught at MIT was blockchain, was cryptos, was regulating them. So, and he's going to the head of, March 2nd is when his confirmation hearing happens. So if you own cryptos, this is a big deal for you. If you own silver, this is a big deal for you. Why? Because he'll oversee SLV. SLV is the only place you can get silver now. I don't think you can get it anymore from the COMEX. Goldman Sachs, I think they're going to struggle getting the 14.5 million ounces. We'll find out. But yeah, you got to pay attention to this guy and listen to what he says about XRP. Now, I didn't like XRP from the beginning. It was a spiritual thing. I didn't like the people involved. I didn't like it. Check this thing out. Check out what he says about XRP. This is January of last year.
It's a little confusing because they haven't gone live. We don't really know. Hugo.
I have a question about Ripple.
Yes.
And if you have any opinion on whether XRP is a security that was sold by Ripple or currently continuing to be sold by Ripple as they own like 55 billion of the coins. Because also like their product on like what they want XRP to be used on, XRapid, isn't really live. XCurrent is the thing that they're using most right now, and that's just an alternative for Swift that doesn't even use their coin.
So Hugo has asked about the token XRP and whether I think it's a non-compliant security. I've spoken publicly. Yes, I do think it's a non-compliant security. But this will not be resolved just by the Securities and Exchange Commission. It will be resolved by some courts, whether it's appellate courts or the Supreme Court. So what I believe is just that. It's a belief. But why would I say that? I think back to the Howey test. I think they are exchanging XRP. Ripple, the company, is exchanging XRP for something of value. And they're using it right now. They sell it every month. It's in a lockup. It's in an escrow. And they sell XRP every month. Ripple, the company, initially did the Genesis block back in 2013, but kept 80% of the tokens. Now they have about 60% of the token. But they sell it on a continuous basis, 100 million to 200 million or so a month of value. Two, I think it is relying on a common enterprise. I think Ripple, the company, XRP investors are very much relying on Ripple, the company. And that if Ripple, the company, went away, as you noted, there's not much use of XRP. In fact, for the first 3 or 4 years, or 5 years even, there was no use. And then they prototyped something called XRapid. XCurrent, the main product of Ripple, the company, is a messaging and apparently a clever one that's competing with Swift. But XRapid, the prototype, doesn't have a large community right now. So it's highly centralized around Ripple, the company. The development, the node network, the ownership is 55 or 60% owned by them. They're promoting it as such. But it will be settled in some court at some point in time, and there might be regulatory forbearance, and maybe it'll be determined not to be. But I've expressed my thoughts. I don't own any of this stuff. I don't have any particular conflict. I'm just speaking as I.
There you go. He was spouting some of the same thing I was spouting. It is not this savior. Oh my God, Bix, you don't understand the quantum financial systems that's being implemented. Get your XRP. Oh my God, Bix, you don't understand the dinar. You have to get the dinar. Oh my God, Bix, you don't understand Jesra. You don't understand Nesra. You don't. I've seen him come and I've seen him go. And Gary Gensler, I love when he talks about the Howey test. That's judging whether or not something is a security. Most of the cryptos, this is the guy who's going to be judging it, by the way, his hearing is on the 2nd. So if you own cryptos that ICO'd and they didn't claim they were a security, you're going to have problems. I don't know if they'll shut them down, probably give them a fine, but some should be shut down. Especially if they aren't working. If it happened after the DAO, which was what was that, July of 2017, then they'll probably just shut them down. And yes, you can shut down cryptos if you're a regulator. You can't end the technology, but you can make it illegal to get on the exchanges. You can, I mean, we've seen it with Veritasium, one of the greatest ideas ever in cryptocurrencies. They basically shut it off. Now Reggie's going to go around the world, and I think they're going to shut it back on because the U.S. government needs Veritasium. But at the same time, you don't want to be on the bad side of the regulators because they'll hunt you down. And Gary Gensler, of all the people in the world who could opine upon whether something was a security or not, this is like a 20-part course at MIT about cryptocurrencies, ICOs. He did 2 days on ICOs. I just listened to both days. And he's applying the old rules to cryptocurrencies and using the Howey test. Anybody who ICO'd during 2017, 2018 is going to is going to find themselves, facing down the SEC, and it's not a good place to be, especially if you're not working with them, or if they don't like you for some reason, or if they're getting paid off. Now, Gary Gensler, I don't think is getting paid off by the banksters. I think Gary Gensler's been put in to facilitate a smoother transition. He's not going to end the rigging instantly, but definitely he tried to get position limits implemented for silver. That was a complete no-no when it comes to the banking side, but he got really close to it. Ultimately, Dodd-Frank was never signed into law. They changed it all. But yeah, all I can say is it's not going to be a free-for-all with Gensler as the head of the SEC. He's a force to be reckoned with, and the banksters are not going to like this. At the same time, I don't mind regulation around cryptos. They just need to put it in place. The big reason why all these ICOs went off in 2017, 2018, and the big reason that they were doing it is the SEC was not making any rules at all. The SEC was completely corrupt, criminal, and stupid. Now you got a guy in who's really smart, but really loves his regulation. So I expect massive amounts of regulation around cryptos, and most of them will go away. But we'll find out, right? Especially if you don't have a product. If you're not doing anything now, you can pretty much kiss it goodbye. In my opinion. That's just my opinion. So those hearings happen on the 2nd. We'll see what happens. As far as cryptocurrencies, we're looking at a low right now of 44,000 for Bitcoin. I would like to comment on, amazingly, for those who have been following me for a while, my favorite, THETA, is down under $3 again. I told everyone I'm a buyer under $3. But I have a graph I've worked out through the remote viewing stuff, through the psychics, through all my research, and the announcements from THETA. My graph has a dip right. I mean, literally, this graph has been. This is a price graph I made. I'll put it up on the private road soon, but it has been exact, just about exact, from when THETA was 54 cents, and then it went 54, 73, 68, $2, $3, and then in the $3 I have it dipping down a little and holding, and it should go up a little bit before the big move. Now, this is not a short-term thing. You're not going to predict it by the day, but that big move, people will think it's a big move to go from $3 to $4. That's not the big move. And that big move begins, I can tell you right now, May 1st. Not to the day, but May, June, July, August is the mega move. So right now, I even had a dip from 350 to 3. This was done 6 months ago and goes out another year. So I'll post this on the private road, but all you private road members, and if this goes to the public road, I see kind of THETA hovering around $3. I have it at $3.50 at the end of March, $4 at the end of May, and then the Moonshot. So there you go. If you can hodl on for a little while longer, especially in THETA, because remember, THETA never ICO'd. I'm not saying they're not going to have issues. Like THETA Fuel, that's still up in the air. Nobody knows how that's going to be dealt with the regulators. Nobody knows if it's going to go on Coinbase. When Coinbase announces, okay, we're going to do THETA, they don't know if you got THETA Fuel. So I think THETA Fuel, but then again, THETA Fuel might go, everybody will be using it. So there's risk and volatility in THETA Fuel. In THETA, you got to have the big daddy. All the psychics have that I've talked to, at least, also. I know a lot of people don't believe in it. You don't have to. I can give you technical reasons why THETA should vastly outperform THETA Fuel. For one thing, THETA Guardian nodes can vote themselves more THETA Fuel if THETA Fuel gets too high. I mean, and wouldn't you if you were running the THETA Guardian node, you can vote, you can airdrop yourself, 5 billion theta, like the original airdrop. I'm just saying, theta is definitely more powerful than theta fuel. And I know a lot of people love their theta fuel. Oh, theta fuel is going to go to $100 per. It's so much faster growth. I'm like, I better hang on. Better hang on to that. But theta, I mean, the amount of uses, even outside of theta fuel, is shocking. Shocking. And there, I believe in what White Dove has said. $3,000 per token is definitely in the realm of where it goes before it starts leveling out. And it's at less than $3. So, long way to go. I know a lot of you Road to Road people have it and are loading up more and more. Great time. Under $3, I'm a buyer. So, that's my take. And then I see it moving up. And come May into the summer, you're going to see the Theta Moonshot. And you think you've already seen it from 54 cents. No. This is like, I can tell you right now, I have 10x move during the summer. And that's a big one. 10x is pretty good. Total this year, I have a 40x move. Just like last year. $88.88. But I think it happens before the end of the year. And then so it could be more. Just hang on tight your theta, get some more if you can. And especially under $3. Screaming buy. Jenny Moonstone discussions, for those who haven't seen them, get on there. She doesn't like most cryptos. Theta is the one that her spirit guides are saying, that's the one you want. And then she has a really interesting take on what's going on with Veritasium. I posted that yesterday, or that was last week. The end of the game for the Cabal. Shocking off from the Grand Canyon. Yes, absolutely. There's so much shit going on in the Grand Canyon. Sorry, Jim Willie, you're absolutely wrong about the gold. Silver rigging tools will fail with the silver moonshot. That was really interesting. This is before we've started to notice that, the silver rigging tools are failing. Everybody is, and how do silver rigging tools fail? Exposing the criminality, exposing that these criminal banksters who are short 400 million ounces are claiming that that's a SLV hedge. That's the breaking of the tools. That's what they use to control the price. The SEC needs to come out quickly with a statement, if you ask me. Let's all go to the SEC, call them up, write them letters, and say, is this true? Is it legal for Goldman Sachs and friends to short the hedge, quote hedge, the SLV inventories? Because everything it looks to me is complete fraud. And this is a crossover between the SEC jurisdiction and the CFTC's jurisdiction, which is commodities, and the SEC's jurisdiction, which would be SLV, the ETF. And oh, by the way, the new guy over at the CFTC, I forgot his name, worked for Gary Gensler, and Gary Gensler, as of next week, will be, if everything goes well, will be the head of the SEC. The game gets interesting. So, and I will be back on YouTube. I'll probably post this on YouTube when it allows me to. Again, go to roadtoroad.com if you want to stay in touch. They're going to kick me off again at some point. Go to roadtoroad.com, put your name and email address in, and you'll be on the free public road, and you'll be getting all the exciting information. This is Bix Weir, roadtoroad.com. I'll talk to you later.